Here we have a simple kick drum, snare and hi-hat pattern going on the TR8. You know, it's a bit of shuffle on there at the moment, so I'm to bring that back so it's completely straight. Just nudge it clockwise and notice how it just gives it that little bit more groove. Not too much here. So now we're going to look at the hi-hat, closed hi-hat. And if I hold that down, that CH button, and press the relevant step in the grid, it adds a weak beat to it. So you get the louder and quieter ones. And that helps enhance the groove somewhat as well. There's the strong one. Add the small ones in, the quieter ones, and it really makes a difference. You can do the same thing on the kick. If we do it on the snare here, this snare, in this case, actually plays a different sample. Because this is taken from the 707, which had two alternative snare drum sounds. So I go into instrument select mode. You see the orange light flashing there to show it's a 707. Let's go to the yellow. You can see the 808 and 909. The levels do just change, rather than actually changing around between the two different sounds. Here we have conga and a muted conga from the 707 or 727 as well. So let's jump back here. I quite like that little alternative snare in there as well. Now if we hold down the TR rec button while selecting a step for a particular drum, we get the flam, and we can adjust the flam properties by holding down TR rec and changing the tempo at the same time. It goes from 0 to 8. Let's stick to 8 for the time being, and the little step button in the sequence actually goes purple there, which you can just about make out here. Do the same thing with the closed hi-hat. Or the kick drum, doesn't work so well there. So we'll leave that out. Now we also have global accenting, which we've actually got enabled here. If we drop that back, we go to this quite flat sounding beat. If I bring the level up, the accenting level, what it does, it emphasises the level of the overall parts all playing on that particular step. We have strong and weak ones. We can put new ones in just by selecting the relevant step. And if we hold down the step button and press the particular step in the sequence, we get a slightly weaker accent. And this gives you the ability to actually add this extra bounce without resorting to any other kind of rhythmic or separate quantizing or anything like that. Really nice way of imparting an extra bit of groove there. Now we can finesse the sounds themselves using a bit of decay and tuning. We're going to go for a much more trimmed, kind of tighter sound, and we can bring back the decay there. We've got the tambourine from the 7X7 update coming through here. It's really nice having that decay control and the tuning, which you wouldn't normally get on those 707 and 727 samples. For a sort of tight, trimmed groove. And there we're bringing back the decay on the kick drum as well, changing the amount of compression and subtle amount of the tuning here as well. Then a bit of levelling. So now we look at effects. We've got the, again, there's another thing, just subtle amounts, I guess, here are really what really counts. This is what we're exploring in this particular video. So we're going to be looking at reverb. And it's set to only play at that particular step. Nothing going on there, because if we look in the press kit and hold down step, you'll see that only the snare drum is set to run into the reverb, and there is a no snare drum at that particular step. So let's change the step itself where it occurs. So there we go, we're now getting that reverb. Now the gate is how long that reverb stays open from that initial trigger point. So you get these kind of quite nice gated reverb effects. And the idea of just spinning in that little effect at those particular moments is quite nice. We can do the same thing with delay as well. So rather than smothering it with reverb all over the place, we can play around with reverb and delay. Unfortunately, there's no automation that can change the actual sort of parameters themselves throughout the sequence. But we do have different choices of different types of effect. We could do these on the fly if we really wanted to. It's quite interesting reverb and delay treatments. Delay here with sort of pitch shifting, fast delays, slower delays, stereo delays, ping pong delays, reverse stereo delays. More dull sounding reverbs, more spring and plate type reverbs as well. And all those little things just building up in small ways to really help enhance the groove you've got going there. So it's not just a drum machine that's playing samples or old analog single hit sounds and being left at that.